calling back your own soul fragments from land. And I'm Camilla Blossom. I'm a land alchemist, and I'm really excited to be here. And I'd like to introduce Aliza and Beezy. And they've just completed my Land Alchemy course, and they are beautiful land alchemists in their own right. So I'm really excited to have them join me and share this meditation, this journey, this practice, and help your land, help all the lands with how we can awaken them, how we can bring more light, more opening, more awakening and clearing to places. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of preparation kind of to help us move into the space. And then I'm just going to be moving us through a kind of guided process that will be I statements. And so as I say them, just invite you to say them to yourself as well. And then allow, and after I do that, Aliza will begin the sound work. And so it may be during the statements and in the meditation or during the sound, just allow whatever kind of wants to happen in this sacred space. We're going to be creating sacred space for this. Okay. Right. So I'd like to just ask you to ground now, and you can bring your attention inward. I'm going to start by making an offering, and this is on all of our behalf. And this is an offering to beautiful spirit of Gaia, to the elementals, the fairies, the land councils, all those beings of nature, your own personal guides, Divine Mother, all who you feel is holy, the Gaia, Pan, the sacred spirits of Gaia. And I'd like to ask permission to do this work together, do this work for the land, do this work with each other, do this work on behalf of the beautiful spirits of places and lands and the ancestors. Thank you. Feel a lot of energy and permission. And I'd like to do a land acknowledgement. And this is to acknowledge, I have some tobacco here. I wish to acknowledge in Vancouver, Washington, the Cowlitz, Chinook, and Yakima tribes, and any other tribes that have lived here and stewarded the land through generations. Wish to honor you, thank you, and acknowledge you. And if you know the tribes in your area, please just hold that energy for them. Feel free to give an offering as well. And I'd like to set intention that we create a sacred space for this healing, this work, this land ritual practice, in order that we really honor the lands of Gaia, of the Mother Earth, that we honor ourselves, our souls, that we bring ourselves back to wholeness in as gentle and kind way as we can. And that whatever you need in the way of support, that you receive that, whether that's from the spirit realms, for physically, or from nature itself. Thank you. And so I wish to open sacred space for each one of us, and also open the sacred space for the ceremony, and just invite those fairies, elementals, dragons, gnomes, plant, mineral, animal kingdoms, the guides from each of the directions, above and below, Source, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Mother Gaia, and all those sacred beings that you work with yourself. And set sacred space with 4 pillars of light around us. to keep this energy clear and pure and full of light. Thank you. And if you bring your attention to your heart center and connect with your heart, bring your energy to your heart and to your divine self. And just take a few deep breaths, connecting with that love for yourself, that divine self that you are, that radiant spirit. And allow that consciousness of your radiant spirit to radiate out in all directions. Take up some space, open your creativity, your sacred space. And allow yourself to fill with the energy of love, beauty, and truth. And if there's any energy that you need to clear, you're welcome to use pendulum or just hold that intention to clear any energy that is not needed at this time, that is not yours, or it is not supportive to this process. And then grounding your body into the crystalline grid of Mother Earth through your nervous system, and ground through your feet as tree roots or crystalline energy into the core of Mother Earth. Really connect with her nourishment and beauty, and allow that earth energy to rise up in your feet and fill your body. And source energy from above to come down into your body and mix with the earth energy and continue to radiate that. Beautiful. So I invite you to feel the safety of this sacred space and the light of your spirit and your divine self. And we'll be opening to calling back any soul fragments or energies, attachments, and anything that is on land that needs to come home. So as I speak these statements, just hold them as your own as well. I wish to create an energetic connection with my beneficial spirit guides, my land council, which is all those beautiful spirits of land, and my divine self. And asking a question, are any of my own energies, emotions, thought forms, emotional attachments, energetic cords, imprints, soul fragments, or any aspect of myself still present on any land? And if you receive a yes or you're not sure, you can continue the process. If you receive a no, you can just learn about the process and be present to support others. So I ask you now to connect to these lands. You're welcome to do this either one at a time, the furthest one back to start with, or you can connect with all of them at once. Connect with these lands and their elementals and the councils of beings there. And to know these land council members are here to support this process, to support you, to love you, to help you, to honor you. So just receive this connection. And for this first land, for all these lands, I request that any energy that needs to be returned to me, please come back with love and compassion now. I allow these energies to be gently integrated with ease back into my heart, energy field, and soul, or given to my spirit guides for safekeeping. And any energies I no longer need, please release them off the land to the dragons, the sun, or the core of Mother Earth for transmutation. Thank you. I would like to invite Aliza to begin the sound and just allow yourself to hold these statements and allow this process. So move back into connection with your divine self and allow yourself to feel what you feel, to open to any sense of vulnerability, to open to the mermaids. They came in for this process with us. Show you the mermaid card. And so much of this emotional work can be supported by these water elementals. So just invite in any special guides, spirits that can support you in this process, help you integrate, help you receive, and flow with that energy as you release the old. And so much of this is to recognize we're releasing. You have permission to release. You are destined to release the old 3D stories of struggle and pain and disconnection and sadness from these lands and from our bodies, so that we can bring our hearts into that state of love and grace. And new stories. It's all about creating new stories. I'd like to open it up to if Aliza or BZ wants to share anything coming up for them or anything to add.
I just wanted to share the video that came in. It was multi-part. Part was for myself and what I was seeing coming back, and the other was whenever we do an energetic envelope, people can come in at the moment that we're doing it, and then in real time they'll watch it, in a slightly later time. And what I was seeing was this beautiful honoring and cherishing between we as humans and the land, and really pulling off the old things, calling them back, but as they came in this effervescent color stream from the different places back to me, back to others, there was this transmutation and reconfiguration, and much went up, into a higher etheric form to just be reconfigured into what I call the super source. So back into pure non-physical energy to then be created again. And the other parts came in, but they came in when they met me now, or the other beings now, through an alchemical process into each being, so that there was a match of what was whole and complete, what could be brought into the new place that each being has stepped in. And the very act of doing this lets the lands and the being come up to a higher octave. So that was just the whole video. It was very beautiful.
Beautiful. I love that with the colors, the seeing, because that's often how I would see it when I did this with people that loved land so much and I was helping their energy go back. I saw as waves of color waves, or color, that were very beautiful. Like they love the land so much, but they got to have that color back and reconfigure and release the attachment. So thank you for sharing. Yeah, the beauty of this.
So I just very, very simply felt the sweet song of harmony coming home. That's about it. It just felt very sweet, and it wasn't one of those things where you do a soul retrieval and it's a whole difficult thing. This was just very sweet coming back home.
Nice. And that's actually not a just, that's huge, right? Right? That's like the point.
Yeah.
But I had something kind of came in when you said that too, like that sweet, like as soon as we started doing that, I just felt this vulnerability and sweetness and softening of my heart, and that oh my God, I love the land so much. And I love all the places I've lived, and Gaia herself, and places I've visited and done work there, like Land Alchemy, connecting, and it's just like, oh, it really brings out that love, like how much love we have. And also that some of these places might have fairies or elementals that wanted to come back to us, right? So it may not just be like part of the return of the soul or whatever aspects it may be that we worked with certain beings. And I've had that happen with a house moving project where the energy felt horrible, and it turned out the little girl that in their family that moved out, I needed to help them, or they needed to have these fairies and house spirits come to their new house with them. And as soon as we did that, the house was like, felt wonderful again. So I believe there's lineages, right? And these different lands have different beings. And so when we leave land, we may, say goodbye to quite a few, but there's others that may be part of our world and want to travel with us or come to our new place. They become a real part, or even our ancestry, and they want to come back. So
that sweetness that you were mentioning, the ease, unlike needing to be a difficult soul retrieval, because for me, when I'm seeing the container set and the heart-based intention of it, it's there. Since everything is love and there is ease and grace, we can choose that and step into that. It's not any less powerful. In fact, it's more powerful, because only what is being called back that wants to rise into the higher octave will enter in. And in that process, everything is raised into that space. So it's a directive and a collective action of being in the new space, not just taking old and putting it back in the old space. So
yeah, totally.
Which is sweet.